Next up, we have Aces, TheMista against Fox, SuperAfim. Once again, Soup, we have one of your brethren, Aces Mista. And actually, for those of you guys who didn't know, who don't know, Aces is an esports team coming from the Warcraft side of the video game realm. Fox is from AoE 2, coming from that side of the video game realm. Both of them are kind of expanding and getting their little sneaky fingers stuck into the Age of Mythology mix. So, not that there's rivalries that are happening just yet, but you could maybe say that this is the biggest rivalry of all time, right, Soup?
So
Almost, almost. You could say that.
it's a modern classic. Let's just call it that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anyways, everybody knows Mista. If you don't know SuperAfim, as you can see, he's a Brazilian player. He's a pretty old player. He kind of comes and goes from time to time. He's a pretty aggressive player. Historically, really likes Egyptian set, that aggressive Egyptian, that sort of style. But we see he's picked Isis to start in his draft, and no more Egyptian after that. Interestingly enough, we see that Mista actually sniped his set pick
Yeah,
first off.
exactly. Wait, no one picked Ra? Hello? Oh no, Ra banned. Isis picked. Set
Mhm,
picked. Okay. That makes sense.
mhm.
Interesting to
Well,
look is Thor at third spot for the Mister. These two players do not like playing Thor.
well, I think that Mista going for here's my opinion. I think Mista chose Set. I think he banned Ra. He knows that SuperAfim is an Egyptian player. So SuperAfim takes Isis, Mista bans Ra, and then chooses Set, right? And
Yeah.
so I think he's kind of stealing those picks away from Super. And then after that, I guess he thinks Loki is stronger than Thor. I don't know.
It could also just be
But
he had two picks and then Loki Thor.
back to back, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, both of them are strong by all means. I think it's going to be exciting to see if he does pick Thor. I don't think I've seen Mista play Thor just yet. So I think it'll be interesting to see how he interprets Thor with the strong armory build order.
Did you not see
Anyway.
his game versus Kavoth on Ghost Lake?
Oh, yeah. Of course
Hello.
I did.
It's like the most epic game of recent memory.
That's
What?
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I,
yeah. So I do actually think like I don't think Mister likes either both playing as Thor or against Thor. I just don't think that particular playstyle where you just have a sick economy with one civ that the other civ doesn't have. I don't think he likes that aspect of AOM. But I also think he realizes Thor's super strong, so he picks him. But Isis versus Loki and Tundra is what we're going for now.
yeah, exactly. Isis against Loki. We've seen Isis today. We've seen Loki today. We're about to see them together. Welcome to game one, everybody. We are in the red here, looking at the red. Super Fox, SuperAfim, playing Isis, playing his one Egyptian pick. Up in the blue corner of the map, we have Mista. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. Playing Loki. So Loki against Isis here. I mentioned Soup that usually SuperAfim likes to play pretty darn aggressively. You can definitely go aggressive with Isis. However, um, if there's one player who is confident and capable enough and experienced enough to handle aggression, it's going to be somebody like Mista. So, what's the play here for Isis? Is it some classical action against you're not in your head? Some classical action? Is he going to jump or prioritize heroic? What's your take on it?
Uh, I gotta be honest, this is actually difficult because what Loki does is what Loki probably is going to do here is he's going to go for SETI, he's gonna get Hall of Things, and he's definitely gonna get something like 8 hearses out at the very least, just to stay safe against a potential Anubite spam, against potential Ancestors Eclipse. So many of the things that ISIS relies on in surprising a Norse player relies on myth units. And Loki with the early Hall of Things, Hearses, really good at defending it. So I think SuperFM has to play kind of like what Recon did in the game we saw, where he
Mm,
played Isis on Tundra, where
mm.
he gets himself into a nice spot, and then he uses that not to go aggressive, but to boom instead. I think SuperFM has to do a similar playstyle to that.
Okay. Well, he did. I mean, again, it'll be the games of his that I've watched. He definitely does not favor the boomy play. I think I agree with you though. He's definitely going to need to pull some of that out of his pocket. We see the spy on the gold mine, by the way, of SuperAfim's. Yeah, that gold villager right there with that forward gold mine and the forward old Sark or berserker. I had this sneaky suspicion that maybe it was possible Mista would bust out some Heimdall action, but ultimately no. If he goes Heimdall now, he'd be nuts. Tempo
Yeah,
too far
and the
back.
spy, you usually want to hit the pharaoh, but SuperAfim had built a monument right next to the pharaoh, so
Mm.
he couldn't use the spy on that, obviously. But then using it on an Egyptian gold mine are also really good as well. I
Yeah, for
don't
sure.
think it's going to be Heimdall because I really think Mr. values the Holothenes, the stronger, faster hearses. Like I said, against all the myth unit stuff that ISIS can throw at you. I think he really wants those fast hearsers.
Well, it would be a surprise, cheesy type of a strategy trying to go for Heimdall in a situation like this. That's all, one can dream, super, let me dream, I'm a dreamer. Anyway,
Ah,
having said that, we are going to have Forseti, and we are going to have, is that Bast? Is that Bast coming in? Over on the SuperAfim side, it
yes,
is Bast
yes,
coming in.
that is best. And
Well,
best can mean a lot of things these days. It doesn't have to be straight fast heroic. Like with ISIS, there are so many possibilities open. You can go classical age fighting with sphinxes and then transition into a semi-fast heroic, where you then have a lot of sphinxes ready, a lot of X-Men ready, plus you have Ancestors Eclipse to be used. But
indeed.
here we see a lot of really good relics for a Loki player. Going for what was that, fast raiding cavalry or what was it?
Yep. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
faster rating cavalry.
and then he can also get Pandora's box for the and Hestia's hearth as well. So the cheaper Mythian, and the skull, dude, these are four really good relics. The monkeys in particular, I think I really value, and then the cheaper myth units in terms of favor, really good for both players actually.
And you're not memeing, right? With the free monkeys, you're not joking.
No, dude, they're so good. You get 6 of them, and they have so much utility. You can scout the entire map if you have a lot of APM in like a minute or so with those monkeys. And you can
Yeah.
position them around gold mines or hunt or settlements to ensure that you have vision over important areas, or you can just use them for fighting. In the early skirmishes, they're super strong, actually.
Snipe obelisks. ISIS has got obelisks all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Wow. But we see now a Great Hall in for TheMista. Double barracks, like I said, this is definitely an option when you're going best. You can still do some classical age fighting. And
Triple barracks even.
yeah, triple barracks. You're gonna need that with like we're so used to seeing Ra these days just going 2 barracks, but when you're playing ISIS, you don't have that AoE empowerment, so you're gonna need a third barracks if you want to consistently produce military units there.
Hmm.
Mista with
What
the
about
early eyes on the forest as well.
the Loki player? Remember, this is the patch where that still gives you can drop houses, buildings around forests, and that's still going to give you that line of sight. Everybody, Mist is definitely going to take advantage of that. Soup question for you: ISIS definitely relies a whole lot more on hunt. There's no tough or cheaper farms, no rain like raw, so he's definitely going to rely a whole lot more on hunt. Is is that something? Is that going to be something in Mista's mind? Like you see those caribou right there in the right corner that we were just looking at. That's a pretty close food patch right there. Not quite that far over. There's one right outside of his berries, the Archie blows. That's a pretty decent food patch right there. I mean, with 3 barracks, he can get some nice map control and hunt and just be loving life, honestly, if you're in Super Afim's. Is Loki
Yeah.
nervous about this at all?
Like, is Mista nervous about it?
Hmm.
Or what are you asking? Like Mr. What he's doing right now is he's just killing all the outside hunts, so it's slowly gonna rot. And that's a good call. Plus, he's also getting some small bits of favor for it too. He's actually accumulated enough favor for Hall of Thanes now. And I don't know if, yeah, he must have seen this because he has spy on that gold miner. This is a menacing army here for SuperAfim. And
Yeah.
I don't think Mr. wants to fight this. Knowing Eclipse is up as well, I think he'd much rather do small skirmishes like he's doing right here. And yeah, we do see him retreating his hunters back home now. He's been smart and he's saved a lot of hunt in his base. So he
Mhm.
doesn't have to retreat. Even though he's retreating to his home base now, he is still hunting.
Ooh.
That's a good catch here from SuperAfim. It's the Hestia's Hearth. minus 5% villager training time. It's equal to something like not even a second on villagers, but it's still enough to actually make a big difference. It's kind of a snowbally relic that really accumulates over time.
Yeah, I mean it's free. It's free bonus basically. So
Oh
hey
yeah,
man, why not?
for sure.
Well, by all
But
means, we were talking earlier about Tundra, how, it's really nice to have the double hunt patch inside of your base. It is really nice, especially on the north side of things, since you're so reliant on hunt for really a good economy. Um, but at the same time, eventually that runs out, man, and eventually you're gonna have to fight against a scary army. I do think this is a pretty scary army. The Axeman bonus damage against Herseer is just so crazy strong. It's a scary army, in my opinion.
yeah, but look at the in the top. There's actually a pack of elk there. I'm pretty sure by the time that way in the top, that one. I'm
Sure.
pretty sure by the time that Mista has depleted the hunt back home, he can accumulate enough of an army to defend that spot up there. What he
Mm.
wants is a lot of Hersers, a lot of raiding cavalry, a lot of throwing axemen, and
Just a little of everything, right?
yeah, yeah. It may sound obvious when I when I say it out loud, but it's
What you
it
want
is.
is a big army, you see. You got to make some military units, you see. Big army, it's got to be great.
If
Good
you
call,
do
Soup.
manage to, like Mista has done so far, if you do manage to hunt throughout the game and you're just continually producing those units that I just mentioned, you can actually withstand this army that SuperAfim is making. Even though it is menacing, those Sphinxes, with that Cryo Sphinx upgrade looking really cool.
I agree. And in fact, speaking of military numbers, Soup, look at the population up top. Ooh, Bragi. Okay, yeah.
Bragi.
Bragi's coming in. That means Mista has stopped his unit production military unit production, in favor of going heroic. So he's
Yeah,
going to
so
try and take a fight against this army with flaming weapons, presumably.
he's not looking to go for the Elks anyways, then he's gonna I don't even know what the plan is. Maybe he's a bit afraid of the eclipse and then he wants to be able to use flaming weapons there instead.
Hmm.
But it's hard because
Oh,
Superfame is just staying hard in classical, and he's accumulating more and more of an army, and it's going to be more and more difficult for Mista to go for that second goal. Although obviously, with flaming weapons available, it should be doable.
well, let's talk about gold. Let's talk about gold. Look at the mini map, okay? There's one real. I mean, there's several gold mines that Mista could potentially go for, but there's only one that's near his base, and it's right up top. Boom, right there. That's his
Yeah,
gold mine right there. The other, he has two options way in the left side corner, pretty darn far away.
there's one in
Yeah,
the center
pretty.
too. No,
True. The very,
there,
very center,
that
right
one is
there.
there. But Superfim positions his army as he does right here, and he's perfectly ready and available for both too. So
Exactly, man. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying, is that sure, you can sneak some villagers way down on that bottom side, but it's those two gold mines just to the outside of Mista's base that we're going to be looking. Super Afim is going to be looking to possibly deny here. By the way, Soup, before we really, before things hit the fan here, Mista has not lost a tournament game just yet. So the name of the game for Super Afim is whether or not he's going to take a game off of Mista.
Yeah,
Is
that's
this
that's
going
got
to be the day?
it's got to be rough facing the Mist in a tournament. Like this is not what you want, but at the same time, you can write history, right? You get to be the first to beat the goat. Don't you want to do that?
Indeed. Speaking of goats, we have heavy raiding cavalry, which is immediately in for Mista. We're going over to that gold mine up top. Hello, Goaty, you're coming out. Some trolls and stuff.
This is the big deciding moment, and this is kind of bad for Mista, honestly. Taking his
Oh.
villagers all the way up there now, forced to retreat, and flaming weapons used. Flips used.
Oh.
Big fight.
Big fight indeed. Is the flaming weapons gonna be strong enough, man? Is the flaming weapons gonna be strong enough? There's a decent number of Hearse here to try and take down the Sphinxes. But still, there goes the battle board almost right away. Soup, who's taking this fight? It's
No,
looking
but
pretty
those-
darn even, is it not?
Did you see the hearses? How effective the X-Men took down the hearses. The Egyptian army is so good against the Norse army. You're seeing it right here. Miss is struggling. Miss is really struggling. He's just now converting villages to berserks. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen that a bit earlier. A new Sphinx incoming, and that's gonna be really brutal for Mister.
Dude, by all means, look at the military population. Look at the military population. Is this the day? Is this the day? The first loss of a tournament for Mista. Are we witnessing history? The trolls for the win. Maybe. The villagers. Oh, come on. How much longer can he hold on?
There's
Come
no
on, look
way
at
Mr.
nothing
does
in
this. There's
production.
too many numbers for SuperAfim.
Oh my god! This is it, dude! Soup, this is it! The eclipse is almost over, but whatever, the damage hath been done to the Greek legend. He has been gold starved. Look at the eco population, 25 to 46, 12 military to 89. This is it. He went for the elk, by the way, Soup. He went for the elk. Can't,
He
confirmed.
did go for the elk. But man, 26 to 47. Mista's dude, I think Mista made a big mistake not converting villagers to berserks as soon as he had flaming weapons there. Because he lost his all of his villagers still. But yeah, if they were berserks with flaming weapons, it would have been so much better. This is so good for SuperAfim. He's taking this home, I think.
Dude, and he calls it! Oh my god! It happened! It happened! It happened! Round of applause for Superman. Round of applause for Super. Everybody in chat, I know there's many fans of Mista out there, but clap your hands for the Brazilian SuperAfim. He does it, he does it, he does it. Mista goes for the flaming weapons and it doesn't quite work. Man!
What a performance by SuperAfim. He's very underrated. People usually don't talk about him much when they're talking about the competitive AOM players, but dude, he's really proving himself as a name to be recognized as one of the top players in this game. And dude, he's taking TheMista as the first person ever to take a game off of Mista in a Retold tournament. What a performance.
Wow. Well done to SuperAfim. I'm sure all the folks over at the Fox team are just tickled pink right now, right? And y'all Aces folks, I can see your face, Soup. You're like, dadgummit, darn tootin' them Fox folks.
This is crazy. This is so. I think a lot of that big fight. I mean, this, if we're being real, this game came down to one big fight, and in that
course.
big fight, I think SuperAfim managed to place his X-Men next to Mista's Hersers, and that just meant that, yeah, he was able to just have the bigger numbers throughout, even the flaming weapons onslaught, and it's so important. You gotta place your barracks units just right. And even though he had spearmen, slingers, axemen, sphinxes, priests, there's so many units that you have to take care of. He did manage to do the most important of all, which is get the axemen onto the hearses. Here we go.
Here we go. This is it. This is the grand finale, right? Well, for the most part, the grand finale. We see just a small army right here, but then, yep, boop, there we go. There's part
There's
2 of the
more.
army for SuperAfim. There's more, but wait, there's more. The eclipse coming in, man. Look at this.
I look at the hearses. That's what matters most, like I said, because the hearses will spawn myth units if they're allowed to stay in the fight during flaming weapons, but they just go down so quickly, as you see here. And now there's no more hearses left already now. They just went down so damn quickly.
Well, that honestly, in that one big fight, the thing is that Mista, throughout the classical age, there was not a lot of fighting that was going on, right? Mista killed some animals. He killed basically just some animals, actually. He didn't really do any other attacking during the classical age, right? And so those Herseer, all of the units just didn't really build up any of that favor in order to spawn units. That's really what Loki needs to win a fight like that is those myth unit spawns, and you only got the one what's it called?
Harry.
Einherri,
Yeah.
the Harry Ein. Anyway, and so a little bit of a bummer in that regard for Bista that he didn't get unit spawns, but he kind of dug himself into that little bit of a hole by not attacking a little bit more throughout that classical age. He played really cautious, which was good. He got a really good heroic age timing, which was good. But again, ultimately, flaming weapons weren't enough.
A hard matchup for Norse, to be fair. Norse versus Egyptian myth units. Like I've said this, I think this is the third time I'm saying this today. You make myth units and you make axemen. And what is the Norse player supposed to do? Because I don't know. I play a shit ton of Norse and I don't know it. I don't know what the answer is.
I have played my fair share as well, and it's very uncomfortable. Goaty is an option, but I think last comment about that game real quick. We're getting close to game number 2 here. Back when we were looking at the military or the post game stats, that final fight was somewhere almost 70 military units compared to 35-ish military units for Mista. So by all means, Mista had trolls and whatnot, but still, just the numbers, the pure numbers of SuperAfim is just enough to smoke the army.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. What are we seeing now? Thor versus Odin on Ghost Lake.
yeah,
This is
cool.
actually interesting. I'll talk. I'll say why it's interesting when we get into the game. But I kind of like Odin pick here versus Thor. One of the few maps where
Okay.
I like the Odin pick.
Well, let's see what the gold spawn looks like. I think that makes a big difference as to what we could potentially see, along with just hunt in general. If we're ready to go, let's jump into it. Alrighty, folks. Game number 2, the first time ever in a Retold tournament that Mista is down 0 to the first time that he's down ever, honestly. We see him here in the blue, bottom right side of the map. He is playing Thor. We see that armory going up very far away from his town center. Jeez, trying to protect that gold mine right there. Anyway, so going for that Thor dwarf build order. Over here, we see SuperAfim. He is probably flying high, full of adrenaline right now, Soupy Soup. He is playing Odin over here in the red. We find ourselves on a double gold mine Ghost Lake map. Take it away. What are we looking at? What are we expecting?
Yeah, so I mentioned just before that I do like the Odin versus Thor here. And the reason for that is you see, Mista is forced to spend the first minute just building an armor here. And SuperAfim, I was thinking what he was going to do is he would secure all the goats on the ice before Mista gets there. But that's actually not quite what he did. I don't think he's managed to secure that many goats. He did get 3 there, but all in all, I think Mista will be A-okay here. Because that's the big issue playing Thor and Ghost Lake is, yeah, you get to lure the boars in under your TC, and it's very convenient, but there's so many goats to fight over. So that's definitely one thing to look for, maybe a minute 30 from now, who secured the most goats, because I think Odin should be able to secure many more than the Thor player.
Well, on top of that, not only does Odin have the potential to find more goats around the map, there's also great hunt. And I know that he already used it. He already used it on his boar. So he has, I think that's the second boar that he's taken. So I think he has had a total of 6 in his base. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not 100% sure about that.
No, so that's 4
Anyways,
starting boars, and then he used Great Hunt, and he got 2 additional boars.
is that what it was? Okay, so that is his second boar that he's taken right now. So oh jeez, venison galore on that south side, on
Yeah.
the hill, ready for taking, hello.
And
There we
this is a
go.
2 gold mine spawn, meaning I think we're going to see a lot of raiding cavalry this game, which I think personally is very exciting. The reason I say we're going to see a lot of raiding cavalry is because you don't get as punished if your opponent builds a lot of herdmen, because you're not forced to take a big fight, which you would be otherwise if there's only 1 gold mine in your base. So the fact that you have this many resources inside your base means that just committing really, really hard to raiding cavalry is gonna be you're not gonna get punished for it. So I'm hoping to see double Freya here and just raiding galore.
Who does that benefit though? Because in my opinion, sure, Odin has the hunt bonus, but still, Thor's economy should be better with the dwarf bonus. So, and he already has the armory upgrade. So if you're just doing a raiding cavalry war with straight up RC versus RC, shouldn't that theoretically favor the Thor player? If you can take some skirmishes, take some fights, your RC are going to be stronger and you're going to have a good economy, right?
Yes. And this is why people say Thor is busted. It's because the theory that you're sort of building up here, it's kind of hard to theory craft or to construe your way out of it. If things go as planned, quote unquote, yeah, Thor is going to come out on top, and this is why it's so difficult to play a matchup like this. So yeah, maybe SuperAfim is going to have to be forced to go for a second TC at some point. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Oh.
you're absolutely right. It's going to be rough because of the point that
Well,
you just mentioned.
he needs to. I mean, if you just mimic what your opponent is doing. He's going to mass RC, I'm going to mass RC.
Yeah.
Again, if Thor can do it better, then you're simply going to be behind. You can maybe, do a better job of picking up, taking fights and skirmishes, this, that, whatnot, etc. Maybe a faster advance time is going to give him something. SuperAfim is already up. Both players going for Freya, by the way. There's some potential there, but you have to do something to shake things up. You have to go for a Herdman surprise. You have to, I don't know, you have to do something, right?
Yeah, you do. But the Herdman surprise, like I mentioned, I don't think that's gonna work with 2 gold mines.
I
Where are
know.
you gonna surprise your
I
opponent?
know. I know. It's just, you
Oh, it
gotta, I
is a
mean, you
second
gotta make
TC.
something happen.
It's gonna be a
Still gotta
second
make
TC.
something
But
happen.
look, Mr. knows this. We had the game with Ulysses versus Rebel where the Thor player had no clue. But this time around, Mr. knows exactly what's up because he sees the longhouse next to the town center. That is a dead giveaway that is going to be a 2 TC boom from SuperAfim.
For sure.
So this game, compared to the last one, is going to be a bit more interesting in the sense that Mr. knows what's up, so the response from the Thor player should be a lot more informed and probably better than before in the prior game. So let's see what Mr. does now.
Well, I can say there is one little benefit for our Odin player. Both players, actually, as we're watching these Valkyries, but both players should be able to take their back caribou. I mean, we see already SuperAfim's on it. We see Mista going to check that town center. Ta-da, hello, he sees it. Just to confirm right there. Anyway, also Mista walled up his back caribou, so he's going to be able to take those nice and...
What? And
Really? He's
Yeah, what is this?
upgrading his Valk before he gets a second one. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Very
and also
interesting.
like I would think that the proper response when you see a second TC like this would just to get your own second TC, because when you notice it this quickly, as Mister did here, we're seeing that early longhouse. If the Thor player just decides I'm gonna get a second TC as well, I would say this favors the Thor player because of that initial boost to his economy that's just gonna keep growing.
Okay, fair enough. And we saw Mista's little Valkyrie find a couple of goats right there. If he actually steals those, that's going to be a big blunder by SuperAfim.
Oh yeah,
If
true.
eventually when we get a chance, I want to check the total goat numbers at some point in time. Mista 9 plus potentially 12 if he gets those back, which he did not. Compared to 8 plus 11, 3, that'll give us 11. So
My
only
God,
a small goat advantage.
did you see the damage that the Valkyrie with the Disablood damage did there? The Disablood, it has 21 instead of, it's a 50% increase to hack damage. It does so much damage with that upgrade. And
Is
SuperAfim
that
definitely, yeah, it's
like,
so insane. And SuperAfim got caught off guard. He didn't realize it.
well, usually players, again, you and I were both surprised that he was getting the upgrade so quickly.
Yeah.
Is that like some hidden sneaky OP play to, if pick off villagers that much faster with your free Valk? Evidently.
I think it is. I wonder how did Mister even get the favor for it? Yeah, he must have practiced this like this. He must have killed some goats or so. Oh wait, he did kill boars. I guess he got some favor from that. But
Yep.
yeah, actually a really nice play from Mister.
Almost getting caught out here with some Berserker play from SuperAfim. So no RC, Soup. No RC at all. We're seeing the boys and
Are you
hooves.
seeing this upgrade on the side of SuperAfim? He's getting Hamask, which is the Berserk upgrade that makes them attack faster and move faster as they're losing HP.
Mm.
So it's not
So
going
it's
to be cavalry versus cavalry war like I expected. It's actually going to be infantry on the side of SuperAfim.
Yeah. See another Valkyrie coming out. We see some throwing Axemen coming out for Mista as well. So he is reacting. He is reacting. Still, he
Villager
is
lead now.
down.
There's villager lead now for SuperAfim, and it's only going to
Yeah.
grow from here. So there should be a lot of pressure on the Mister to make stuff happen here. But he's kind of chilling, if you're asking me. He's just kind of chilling. Maybe even looking to go heroic here. He's accumulated 800 food. He's just needing the gold from here on out.
Well, remember, Soup, it's 2 gold mines in your starting base. So there's not a big obligation for
Look at this
Soup.
rate.
Oh,
Look at this rate.
yo, this is going to
It's
equalize
gonna be
the
dope.
bill
It's
count.
gonna be sick. 1 dead, 2 dead.
That's an unnecessary blunder right there for Super, leaving those berry miners, the berry pickers, mining those berries out in the middle all alone.
That's 4 villagers dead and almost an ox cart as well. And now we're back to equilibrium with villagers. So, 2 ahead for SuperAfim still, but that's exactly what Mr. needed here. Because he should be getting those kinds of picks when he's on 1 TC versus 2 TCs. If you don't get stuff like that happening, you're just slowly going to fall behind. But with that happening, I think Mr. feels a lot more comfortable right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's even checking again. Super learned his lesson. Well, here's the thing, though, Soup. I was going to say, you know, with 2 gold mines inside of your base, you're not obligated to really push outside of your base too soon. So the double TC play here for SuperAfim, I like it. It might open the door to a later heroic age, and that could maybe complicate things. Mista could maybe get some. Oh my God, he can maybe get more eco damage here if Super's not careful.
Oh, look at all the throwing X-Men. Where did they come from? Oh, this is so good for Mista. He can push the wood here. He can push so many things. Even just getting, dude, even just getting the houses here. He doesn't have burning. Does he? Do you think he'll get burning pitch? How cool would that be?
That's so. No way. Would he
please, Mista, won't you please?
Please. Maybe if he was up 1 zip. But having said.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, we have Scotty coming in. Also on the bottom side, we have the berries getting hit again, Soup. So this guy's Super's got to pay attention to his berry pickers, man. He's taking those for granted.
I keep getting surprised by the damage that these Valkyries are putting out with that Disablood upgrade. And it seems like these villagers are just dying in 2-3 hits or something. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. He's got 3 Valks, man. Those things just getting that. Each of them getting an attack off. Boom. They're toast.
Gotta say, a bit of a miss macro here from Mista, but it's probably because he's spending so much time raiding properly, and he's doing a heck of a job of doing so. Really nice forest fire here too.
Okay, opening things up. That was Mista's forest fire, by the way, everybody. Trying to go aggressive with it.
It seems like he's wanting to go heroic himself, but never really accumulates the goal for it. I think it's because he keeps realizing that I just need to spam more military and I get value from it, which he does. So he's kind of delaying his...
On the, look at this forward longhouse right here, man. Is he thinking about really... Oh, he's pre-queued Bragi himself. So he sees Scotty come in for SuperAfim, and he's like, oh shoot, I gotta prioritize heroic. So it looks like he's stopping his unit production. Boom, there's Bragi incoming. So he still is 1.5 minutes, almost 2 minutes behind in his heroic age compared to SuperAfim. But still, he's looking really good.
I don't think it matters much, because what can SuperAfim actually do with this heroic age timing?
Dude, he can get raided, man. That's what he can do.
These Valkyries, there's 5 of them. How did he accumulate all this favor?
Raiding, man. Killing the houses, raiding, killing the caribou.
Maybe Hersers. He's got 5 Hersers on the field with that Hammer of Thunder upgrade, which effectively makes the passive favor gather rate double. And this is such a nice pick onto the Valkyrie.
Dude, where is SuperAfim's army, man? He's getting shredded economically because of these raids. Are you kidding me? His berries are getting hit. His gold is idle again. The wood line was idle. Sure, he's getting pushed. Mista grabbing the second town center, the forward buildings. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't think SuperAfim with a bunch of throwing axemen is going to be able to push in here. Look at all the idle eco time, man. This is amazing for Mista. Sure, he's getting pushed here, but I think it's worth it doing so much freaking damage.
I gotta give credit to SuperAfim because he's got heavy infantry plus the Wintress. What is it called? Huntress Axe. Here's Mista using his flaming weapons on which units? Where?
Everywhere. All of them everywhere. Why, though? What is this? Yo, these heavy throwing axemen, are they not just going to pick off the other throwing axemen? Probably, maybe? The Valks are coming in.
They have Huntress Axe. This is what I was saying. He's got heavy infantry with Huntress Axe. They're so strong. And here's the Frost, which is an amazing counter to flaming weapons.
What was that flaming weapons, dude? He just forces the Frost, bringing all of his army together. Okay, sure, there's still some units to pick up.
To be fair, this is really good from Mista. He's getting so much retribution damage here.
Wow. Wow. And they're even on military numbers, or sorry, eco numbers as well, 55 to 55. Look at that.
Yeah. It's
for that
so
second
good for
TC.
Mr. to get the heavy cavalry upgrade here because what I was just saying is that these throwing X-Men are insanely good, especially when masked. But Mr. He's a man. He's angry. What did you just do, SuperAfim? He says, "How dare you?"
Yeah. You tarnish my, 100% win rate record. How dare you? How dare you? Well, and
Yeah,
there we
this
have
was
it.
beautiful clinical play here from the Mista. I didn't
But
quite understand the sort of the macro aspects of what Mista was doing all the time, but in the end, just really, really nice rating and yes, just superior gameplay from the Thor player. Really, really sick execution from Mista here.
well, I think wow, I mean, look at that Thor eco, man. It took a long time. I mean, in fact, the Thor player had the better economy the whole time. So not only was it the extra dwarves that helped from his armory units, armory upgrades rather, but at the same time, all of that idle eco time that he was forcing, all
Yeah.
of the
And
idle eco time. Look at
well,
him.
not just that, also just killing a lot of vills. Like it seemed like
Yes,
every minute or two, it seems like he killed 2, 3, 4 vills here and there.
I think I think that SuperAfim gave Mista that game because he was not defending himself at all. His economy, his berries got hit multiple times, his gold mine got hit multiple times. He lost that villager early on his food, on his caribou. He just kept losing, losing. He wasn't playing sufficient defense, not at all. Mista was just running circles around him with the raiding cavalry, man.
Yeah, yeah. And Mist is so good
Wow.
at raiding. That's an aspect of Mist's gameplay that few people touch on, but he's so good at raiding at all the right spots with the correct amount of units,
Yeah.
and it's so infuriating to play against. And yeah,
Well, Super Afim. Okay, fine. So Super, where the match is equalized 1-1. I think there was potential with Super, have taken the second town center, the back caribou, the double gold mine. I think there was a lot of potential there strategically, his choice in strategy. I think there was a lot of potential there, but the execution just wasn't there to keep his eco safe, you know what I mean? Wasn't there.
yeah. This was Ghost Lake, to be fair. Very big, wide open map. It's not easy to play defensively. It's not like it's Elfheim or Marsh or Watering Hole or anything like that. So yeah, what are we looking at
But
now? Savannah, Poseidon versus Set. Set is an interesting choice on Savannah. I don't think a lot of people would do that.
there are I don't know. I mean, there's a decent number of animals you can convert both valuable in food, like giraffes and whatnot, but also aggression potentially, elephants, rhinos, that sort of thing. I think there's some decent amount of animals to actually convert. The resources in gold mines can be pretty exposed and very harassable. But
But
I think there's plenty of potential.
the reason I don't like, or I don't like, I don't understand Set. I'm sure Mister has something grand in plans for us, right? But the reason I don't understand Set here is because his army is relatively slow compared to something like Poseidon or Odin, Thor with their cavalry, or when you see Uranus, those kind of common picks in Savannah. And then Set, I don't know, he's got spearmen, he's got wedges, he's got like a slow army, which is prone to getting caught in the wrong spot and then just getting outrated and stuff everywhere. But I'm very interested in seeing how the Poseidon versus Set, dude, on paper, I would say this favors Poseidon heavily.
Really?
Yes, because the Hibius are really difficult to counter with Set. Yeah, the Spearmen are kind of countering it, but they're not quite as fast, and the curse hits really hard. The semi-fast heroic from the Poseidon player with the curse on the barracks units, it hits so hard, and yeah, I'm interested in seeing what Mist is gonna have in store for us here.
Well, remember. Oh wait, no, it's Mista with set
Oh
rather
yeah,
than Super Fame. I was gonna say Super Fame playing aggressive with set, but no. It's actually Mista going with set. Well, I think it's gonna we're def I think it very much so depends on the resource generation. So here in just a second, we're gonna hop into the actual game once it gets started. But I think part of it has to do with resource generation, where that the random map or the random generator actually places things like hunt and town centers and stuff.
yeah.
Anyway, let's jump in. Let's jump into the actual game and take a look. Alrighty, folks. Game number 3. Mista is on the warpath. He is many wins and 1 loss. In his total tournament performance, he is here in the blue playing set on Savannah, left side of the map. Very nice. Starting on the zebras. Over on the red side of the map, we have SuperAfim. He has to play against his tried and true set pick. SuperAfim's going with Poseidon here on Savannah. It's his map pick. He's going with Poseidon. Soup, you say that you very much so prefer Poseidon. But I was mentioning possible resource. What's the word? Resource. Wait, Savannah.
Yeah, we're playing Savannah.
What wasn't it? Blue Lagoon? Did we
No,
have
no, 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 no,
the?
no. It's Savannah. This is why I said it's such an interesting pick to go for set here. Because he's got such a slow army, and usually, like I said, the common picks on this map would be units that favors either cavalry or Terma, like Uranus and Gaia. But no, we're seeing TheMista on the set, which is very exciting.
Well,
I
there's
like what
plenty.
you
There's
I like what you said about this being the set being SuperAfim's most common pick. So SuperAfim,
Yeah.
he knows this matchup. I think he knows how set players will usually lose here against Poseidon. And that's an underrated aspect of having a main god, is that you probably, you know how to play him, but in this case that, but you also know how to counter him really effectively. So I'm looking forward to seeing SuperAfim doing the things to set that you don't want to have at you when you're playing set.
He knows how to abuse set.
Yeah.
Well, I think usually he's the one that has set picked. So it's one thing. Ooh, Thundercloud Shawl. That could be delicious for either player. Yeah, let's take a look at Gold
Glorious
Gathers Faster.
necklace, big relic.
Plus 3 elephants, dude. Look, his priest found
Ooh,
3
the
elephants. Are
priest
you
found.
kidding me?
Greek.
Okay,
Look at
that's
the
gonna
priest.
change things. That's gonna change things. Arrows of Alpha, building damage. West, no. Pandora's Box, Myth units cheaper. Could be good for set with Scorpion Men and New Bite Spam, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, another 3 elephants down the bottom. So this is a really nice spawn for Mista. He'll be happy about this.
But does he know about this? He should know. If he found elephants up top, he should, assume that there's elephants down the bottom side as well.
Can we see SuperAfim's point of view here? Because if he has scouted these elephants, he scouted one. He should, if he's seen the elephant up there, he should probably maybe look to send his centaur up there, followed by Atalanta or something. Because if you're playing this matchup, you cannot allow the set player to just freely convert 3 elephants up there. It has to be stopped. So I wonder if SuperAfim knows the elephant is up there, and I wonder if he's going to react to it.
Hermes coming in, by the way, 3/4 of the way there. We got Ptah that Vodka just showed coming in as well. Here's the thing, though, Soup. So if you look at SuperAfim's scouting pattern, and I hate to do this to you, yeah, a couple of stolen goats. If we remember his scouting pattern, it looks like he maybe just shift clicked his Catascopos up and around. So I don't know. Maybe he does.
Oh, he
Maybe
does. He does. Oh, wait. Unless it's just a relic. Unless it's just the relic. Nah,
Yeah.
surely. Wait. He wants Harmonious Necklace, no doubt about it. But I wonder if he's gonna see the priest.
Trying to stop the goat steal, and he ends up killing his own goat.
Ooh,
Oh,
no.
and he sees
Surely,
the elephant.
surely he knows now. See how tanky that elephant is? Oh, yeah. How tanky it is. Ah, that priest is going down. Wait.
Oh,
What?
look, Mista positioned his priest in the very, very, very corner. Look at that.
What in the world?
Hang on. Theseus stopped attacking the elephants, so potentially we could have all of the elephants, all 3 of those elephants, eventually coming back. Potentially.
We'll see. He could stop
Eventually.
with the Centaur and Atalanta if he wanted to, but maybe opting out against it. Either way, this is crazy that Mista gets away with this, even while being spotted.
Yes, exactly. Do your scouting, folks. Do your scouting. We got a
Love
vision
this
coming
vision
in.
here from the Mista, just to get an idea. What is my opponent doing? Are there 3 stables here, or are they building the TC? What's his villager distribution like? A player with Mista's knowledge, he can get so much, knowledge from doing a vision like this.
Yeah. Knowledge is power, kids. Stay in school. I'm telling you. Read books and stuff. Anyway, speaking of that, the elephants are going to be delicious once he actually brings them back to his base. But there's also an amazing, like, there's some pretty good hunt patches out and around the map. Like we saw a couple of giraffe patches that just passing by. Really
Yeah,
nice. So
and even the
either
even
play
the
or map.
even the monkeys are good to hunt. So
Yeah, sure.
now SuperAfim is going for that TC. Mista did use vision where he saw SuperAfim with something like I think 9 villagers on gold, and there was only one stable. So Mista knows that this is coming. Trust me.
You can assume at the very least that it's coming in by all means. He probably should. Doesn't quite have the scouting. Oh no, the priest actually gets found.
Finally,
But
he gets found out. But yeah, he got another elephant, and it's going home.
exactly. Should get it. He should get it, by the way. He should get it. So worth it. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, sacrificing that priest for 2 elephants, it's definitely worth it. Something I would
Sure.
love Mister to do here, I don't know if he scouted it, but he should know that if there's three elephants in the top, there's also 3 elephants in the bottom. So definitely
Right.
a potential play for him is to secure these 3 with your entire army and 3 priests. You can secure those elephants in relative fast fashion.
Well, plus, Soup, there's gazelles down there. There's everything. Like if you look at the bottom quadrant, that's right, the bottom quadrant of the map. Yeah, there's gazelles. There's a town center. There's a gold mine. There's a second gold mine. There's all the elephants. There's Pandora's box. There's a lot of valuable everything down here on this bottom quarter, if you will, of the map. That's going to be really nice for him
What a
to secure it.
quadrant we've got here, huh?
Look at that quadrant, man. Have you ever seen such a beautiful quadrant? Come on, man.
I know I haven't. This is the prettiest quadrant I've seen today.
So valuable as a quadrant.
Okay, so Mist is hunting the elephants now. He's staying safe inside his base and he's hunting. He's getting that really, really sick economy, even though all of his villages are safe. The Hibius from SuperAfim is not doing anything. And even in a big skirmish, there's so many spearmen and wedges here that Mist is gonna win the big fight too. So SuperAfim, he's really gotta look for that Aphrodite soon, I think.
But Soup, he's nowhere close. Look at his resources,
Oh, and he's
and look
farming
at
now.
yeah. It's gonna take him a long time to get there, I think. Sure, he's on berries. Sure, he has some goats. Sure, he has some chickens. Sure, blah blah blah. I think
Oh,
it's gonna
these
take a long
wedges.
time.
Look at this. One tap, one tap, one tap, 3, 4.
Oh my god.
4
Oh
dead
my
villagers
god.
there. The poison damage from these snakes, I'm telling you. All you need is 3 of them, and you can just do 1, 2, 3. Like every second you kill a villager if you got 3 of these snakes nearby a group of villagers. It's so crazy how good they are.
That's so brutal, dude. That is, yeah. I mean, Mista's gonna be on his way to the classic or heroic age here in just a minute, prepping some. Okay? So hang on, Soup. Speaking of the heroic age, yeah, Nephthys is queued up already. Is the play here for Mista just go straight up aggressive and go for gold control? We see Obelisk right here. His army's right here as well. Whoa, SuperAfim needs to be careful and not get a little bit too greedy and whatnot. There's gold mines. There's gold mines down here where his Mista's army is, but there's also a gold mine up on the top side by SuperAfim's second gold mine or second town center. Yeah, this bad boy right here. What's the play for Mista here? Does he try and go aggressive, build forward, blah blah blah? I mean, he is sending villagers forward. He's thinking about building forward. Is that the play? Just straight up aggression?
I think the play for Mista is just continue doing what he's already doing, which is to just move around the map and get villager kills, win the small skirmishes, have the better army, and that way you strangle SuperAfim off the map. So you don't want him to be hunting, you don't want him to be mining gold, and you want to force him to farm. All the while, you are eating animals that you have converted around the map, and you're eating animals from your heroic age. And yeah, look at that. He's just getting these kills with the wedges. And he's down now 12 villagers, but keep in mind all the villager inefficiency on the side of SuperAfim. And now he'll be forced to have a lot of idle villagers, Not just the gold miners, the farmers too. Mister's
Yes.
just gonna go in here with these snakes.
But remember, kind of like what we were talking about with who was it? Replicants? I can't remember which exact game, but yeah, since there's gold mines up on this top side and gold mines down on the bottom side, it's like he can cause a lot of damage and gold control, but the gold star is going to be hard to actually pull off. Is that a forward Migdal? Leather
Yeah,
frame shield coming in. Is
it
that
was
a
a
Migdal
forward
right
mix.
there?
This is the kind of
Aha!
these Mixels, they only cost 300 gold when you're playing set. And
Yeah,
I don't think he's very reliant on the Mixel for unit production. He may even want to build elephants. When you get a forward Mixel like this, dude, you can get 3-4 elephants out, and that's enough to threaten this TC for real.
sure. For
For real. Not even
For
joking.
and I'm not Rappel is not even joking, dude. Why build a Migdal there? Why use the resources in a Migdal? Your army is there to kick him off of gold, and like you said, does he really need the Migdal unit production? Why not just drop a siege works?
He's doing it so that he can move his army to the right side if needed, and then he doesn't have to set. Then he's still got control over that gold mine, over that side. So that's always nice. Being able to protect a gold mine without using units for it, it's kind of giving you extra population in a sense, because you don't have to use military units for it. You don't have to use population to cover the gold mine.
Right. That's a good point. Well, even so, Aphrodite is in just about now, so that curse that you were hoping for
Look at this play.
is
Look at
on
this
the
play. Oh,
table.
there's 15 cents coming in. This is huge. Big fighting coming. There's ancestors available, but ceasefire cast, obviously. Not going to be an ancestor. What a big play. I love that play from Mr.
Absolutely. That just saved the game for SuperAfim, that ceasefire by all means. Can he survive it though? Can he survive it with ancestors on the table?
There's curse available, right? Yeah. It's not enough. I don't think curse is enough. He needs 3 heroes out, and he needs probably even another lion would be really good. There's only 2 priests on the side of Mr. here.
Yeah. There's the curse.
The curse hit the back line only. I don't know if that's what SuperAfim wanted.
Well, but the centaurs with the special attack.
Yeah.
It looked good, but still, the army of Mista is just so freaking big right here. He can just take it on the chin.
Centaurs was a really nice touch from SuperAfim. We gotta give him credit for that, because the spearmen, they can really melt to. If there was maybe even just 2-3 more centaurs, that entire group of spearmen could have melted in like 2-3 seconds. But forcing out the ancestors here, still no gold available for SuperAfim. He's probably gonna look to the left side now. But you asked about the Migdal stronghold. See how good it is to have that Migdal up now.
Yeah,
your entire army on the right side.
Plus, you don't need it for a lot of army production, but a couple of chariots hit the wood line. Yeah, dude, why not? Why not?
Exactly. All you need is 2 chariot archers to deal that much damage onto this wood line. It's perfect. Oh, and the snakes. Again, we see it. Just one tapping these wills. Even more, but Mitz has had enough. He doesn't even want to do more now.
Well, I mean, look at it's almost 14 minutes into the game. SuperAfim has been on 2 TCs for quite a long time, and he's only roughly 8 villagers in the league. So Mista has picked off so many villagers with those Wajits, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it has. And it's not just the villager pick, it's also the idle time and stuff. This is why I missed this in head. But there's going to be a big fight coming here. SuperAfim has sacrificed a lot to take down this Migdal stronghold, and even now it's still standing. Just barely going down.
Dude, these spears are so brutal, man. No archers, no centaur, a couple of centaurs, but no archers, no hippispis. Just a bunch of hippie-yays. There's another centaur, but it's just not enough, man. It's not enough. These Wajits are picking them off so quickly. And this has got to be it, right? It's got to be it.
We're nearing it.
Look at all those bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor, Soup.
So apparently that's the answer. I was asking what does Set do on Savannah against a mobile Poseidon, and Mr. shows it. You spam spearmen and Wadgets, and this way you're never gonna lose a fight. It doesn't seem like it.
Well, a bit mean at the same time. He went aggressive and he punished the passive eco play from from SuperAfim. So SuperAfim trying to go the eco way, it doesn't seem like that was the way to go, you know? Or rather, maybe it is, but Mista countered it so hard.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, because the second TC was good in the sense that he got the better economy and he put the pressure onto Mista, but at the same time, once he had to leave his base, because at some point you have to leave your base. Even with Curse, even with the three heroes, and I don't even know if he got his Hippolyte out anyways, but he hit his Heroic Age timing, but it didn't matter because there was just so many units on the side of Mista.
Yeah, exactly. That's not ironic, but appropriate revenge, whatever the right word is that I'm looking for. Because in game number one on Tundra, that's kind of exactly what Super Afim did against Mista, right? He just went for the straight up spam
Yeah.
aggression, and boom, GG. Now Mista just does it right back.
Is that the Egyptian meta these days? I guess it is. Like you build three barracks and then you make a lot of units and then you wait for your opponent to have to leave your base and then you win the game. Is that how you play Egyptian?
I mean, by all means, the Egyptian, the barracks unit spam has always been it's been a threat historically, not against every single civilization, every god, but with I think with the larger population potential in Retold, you're not constrained as much when you're just on one TC. So investing everything into just a ton of military units and going for the horde. Speaking of aces in the Warcraft, theme, going for the horde of, barracks units, I think it's a lot more viable in Retooled compared to old AOM games, AOM version.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the population difference is one thing, but also just the fact that I think military units are just a lot better. The spearmen have a 1.75 multiplier, if I remember correctly, versus cavalry. So they are actually a effective counter to Hibius, which in the days of old wasn't always the case.
Well, plus the watches. That special poison, little poison, whatever you want to call it, slowly doing some damage over time. That's sneaky brutal, man.
It's
Because,
so
okay,
brutal.
fine. Well, you can just retreat your units, okay, fine. But that poison damage from the Wadjet continues to do damage over a couple of seconds as the unit is retreating, and then you lose it as you're pulling it back. So it's sneaky damage. That didn't used to be the case for Wadjet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So what are we looking at now? Blue Lagoon, Zeus versus Gaia, and we've got Mista on Gaia. I really, really wonder what SuperAfim has got in store for us here because Gaia, I would say, is such a solid pick against Greeks.
Hmm. Gaia's just a solid pick in general. She's
Yeah.
pretty darn strong in general, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No
So
doubt about it. But we've seen today Gaia dominating Greeks, and in large part because of the early Terma aggression, which Greeks doesn't really have a solid counter against at all. And then you can transition that into Mermillo spam, and you're gonna have Contarius as well. Just the melee, you use the Terminus for ranged harass in the beginning, and then you transition into melee domination with the Millos and with the Contarius.
indeed. I kind of get the feeling those kind of like what I was saying in the previous matchup. Kind of depends on the resource generation, where the resources are. Like for example, you remember Ulysses against Rappel? Rappel had that good second town center with Gazelle nearby, but there was still plenty of opportunity for him to get kicked off of the Gazelles by Ulysses Aranos, by his infantry units. So I'm kind of thinking of there's going to be a similar like if Super Afim tries to go for something similar in this game. Maybe start off with some hero and centaur abuse, or even minotaur, something like that. If he's not careful, Gaia can kind of hit back with a really heavy heroic timing and even a pretty strong, little bit later classical age. It could be a little bit scary. So I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
it's
this is
it's
really
blue.
sketchy.
It's Blue Lagoon. It's an interesting map because some spawns can be very aggressive, where all your
Yeah,
hunt is located very unsafely, and similar
yeah,
with the gold mines and settlements for that matter. And other
yeah,
times you have like your small little corner, your quadrant, where you've got everything you need, and you can safely go for a 2 TC boom, and there's nothing your opponent can do to stop it. I think if
yeah,
SuperAfim finds himself with a TC like that, where he can go 2 TC boom and transition into, I don't even know, could even be an underworld attack or something. Uh,
yeah.
I think that's the kind of thing that he needs to look for here. If he's just spamming units, if he's going for, going for getting a lot of military units and hoping to win a big fight, doesn't seem to be working out very well against Gaia, is what we've seen so far at least.
Okay, so having said that, it's SuperAfim is the first person to beat Mista, take a game off of Mista in a tournament. He can do it once, he can do it again. Sure, he's lost the previous two games, but still, he still should have a little bit of a high, a little bit of an adrenaline, whatever, a little bit of some gumption, some would call it. Only being down 2-1, not the straight sweep. So with that in mind, he's not just going to keel over and die. What is his key to victory here? What does Zeus do against Gaia? I know we need to wait for the map generation to see what the resources and town centers and quadrants are going to look like. But what is the key to victory for Zeus here? Where are there specific timings? Is there, a specific meta strategy?
I think that's the issue is like Greeks versus Gaia. What is your timing? What is the power spike you're looking for? But certainly it is true that super late game, Greeks will always be the dominant civilization. But then there's so many power spikes you have to overcome. You have to overcome the Terma harass early on, then you have to overcome the Dryads and all the melee units, Onslaught in the heroic age, and eventually even Implode, which has been super, super strong, as proven in a lot of games recently. If he can survive all that in a good state, and he can just have a strong economy throughout the game, I think there's a good chance that Zeus will eventually be able to overcome the Gaia with just superior units and stuff.
Hmm. Well, having said that, we're going to find out soon enough what SuperAfim has in store, folks. Let's jump into game number 4. Alrighty, everybody. The Great Mista, the scary, the behemoth, the Leviathan of AOM. We have Mista down here in the blue playing Gaia with that beautiful green lush, my favorite color. In the blue up top, in the red, sorry, we have SuperAfim playing Zeus. Zeus against Gaia on Blue Lagoon. How many giraffes vodka do we have to start with? I see 2 at the bottom of the screen
We
just
need to
now.
look at Mister's build here. We need to look at Mister's build. It's very interesting what he's doing. He's sending 3 onto food and no economic guild. And he's heroizing his
Oh,
first citizen. I don't know what's happening here.
I was gonna say, dude, you're the build order guru. You tell me what is.
Okay, maybe I am, but I am certainly not it for Gaia.
Okay. Is
And
that
still
a no?
no
No, that's a
economic
mana.
guild. Is there some secret math that Mister knows about resource accumulation? There's 4 hero citizens on my screen right now. What is happening?
Is I don't know. I mean, what is this? Is he going for
5
just?
hero citizens.
Is he going for a heavy, like a late advance into what is this?
So when you heroize a citizen, it gets a 10% increase in gather rate, as well as build rate. And another benefit is that they are more HP, and they get bonus damage against myth units, and they take less damage from myth units as well. So
Yeah.
certainly these hero citizens will be a lot more durable, meaning if you send them out to build a TC, or if you hunt outside your base, it's going to be a lot harder for SuperAfim to punish them. And also, when you're playing Gaia, heroizing your citizens is cheaper because that's an innate bonus of Gaia. They heroize for 25% less, fewer resources. But then another bonus of Gaia, which, like I mentioned, is the economic guild. That is cheaper, and the economic upgrades are cheaper. So this is super wild from Miss. I wonder when he's going to be able to age up with this funky, funky build order.
We see him dropping his temple just now. He's switched a couple of citizens rather, from wood on the left-hand side over to over to berries. So, he's definitely trying to jump up there. How much? You said it's 25% cheaper. I can't do that math in my head. How much does it cost to heroize heroes? Blah, blah, blah.
You can't
Heroize.
see it from the information there, but I believe I think it's 65 by default, and then for Gaia, what is it then? Something like 47 or something like that, probably.
Hmm. Well, it is cheap, but still. And yeah, dude, he just clicked up. What? Yo, he did a 4-minute advance. Oh, no, 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 no. That's yeah. He did like a 4-minute advance. We see Oceanus coming through. Hermes is 3/4 of the way in, but he still ended up getting, a really good timing with Oceanus, man.
A double economic guild
Huh.
now. Why wouldn't you? The economic guild is super, super cheap with Gaia. And here, in this case, they function not just as a way to get economic upgrades, but also as a natural barrier to protect this gold mine here.
Yeah.
What a beautiful base by Mr. Can we just appreciate this? Gaia Forest, Economic Guild, Gold Mine, Gaia Forest, sorry, Economic Guild, and then Gaia Forest again. I love the symmetry.
Look at that quadrant.
So,
Okay.
for SuperAfim, he went Hermes, and
Hmm.
I don't know if he's gonna realize how many hero citizens here there are, but if he's going for Centaurs, which it doesn't seem like he will, luckily for SuperAfim, but if he ever does so, it's gonna be super hard to get value out of them because of how many hero citizens there are.
For sure.
And look at this, Gaia getting hand axe and the survival equipment, that's the word you were looking for earlier. Survival equipment available for Gaia in the classical age. So SuperAfim is gonna have so much difficulty ever getting a villager kill in this game.
Exactly. They're heroes, citizens, plus they have that, what was it called? Hunters equipment?
Survival equipment.
Survival equipment. There we go. So what? Okay. So we have the eco upgrades streaming in. We have the more efficient hero citizens gathering faster. The eco upgrades coming in. The problem there is one benefit, one silver lining here for SuperAfim. Mista is 100% inside of his base. So sure, he's not really spamming a lot of military units to put on a bunch of aggression here. In fact, what is SuperAfim going for? Maybe a second town center, honestly. If you look at his economy, he's got a whole bunch of, it looks like he's going for the second TC, forward TC rather. So what's the play
Yeah.
here for Super? He has to take a second town center if he has any hope of matching economically, but he's already so far behind economically at the same time. Already behind.
And look at the Mister here. He hasn't built a military production building at all. Wait, he's got one, and now he's got a hero Mamilo. But it's taken him a long while to do all this. And the reason for this is because of, first of all, he's got survival equipment, he's got the hero citizens, he's got such a nicely defended base by all the natural barriers that he doesn't have to invest more into military than what he's doing here with the hero Mamilos. And he's even noticing this. Carnivora potentially coming up, I'm not sure. You see, when the Jason
Ooh.
is there, it's you kind of don't want to use Carnivore because he's just gonna die in no time.
Plus Heracles.
Heracles there too. We do
Well,
see
I
double
mean,
Centaur from SuperAfim. Still just one villager on favor, so luckily for him, once again, he's not committing too hard on the myth units.
yeah. Well, that's what I was. I mean, okay, so fine. He has Jason, he has Heracles, he has 2 centaurs and a Pegasus. Yeehaw! But what I was saying is that sure, Mista is in his base right now, but since SuperAfim doesn't have a big military presence, I think that kind of opens the door for Mista to push outside of his base for a hunt patch, a gold mine, a second town center if he really wants it, something like that. Because SuperAfim hasn't really given he hasn't taken map control, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's even getting an eco kill there, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but it's so nice getting this when you're the Mister. Because he's got a totally untouched economy. He's got all the economic upgrades you would want playing as
See?
Gaia, and then you get these pick-offs here, and it's just small. Every little small win that Mister takes, it's going to accumulate and it's going to snowball into an avalanche.
Yeah. I want to see the resource difference. I'm kind of excited for the end of the game when we can look at the post game. I want to see how big of a resource discrepancy there is with this
Yeah,
kind of interesting build order that he's doing.
the gameplay is nice, but I want to see graphs.
Hit me with that timeline vodka. Come on, baby.
Nah, there's a second TC from TheMista. So
Dude, Soup, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no military presence, like a couple of centaurs, alrighty then, those are mitigated by the Caladria and the, whatchamabobbers, the hero Rimmerlo. That gives Mista plenty of time. Go eat an elephant. Why not? Go grab another TC. He's just gonna match the economy of SuperAfim numbers-wise, and it's gonna be more upgraded and efficient and etc.
yeah, one thing to know about Gaia is you actually do want to make your farm transition pretty early because you can get those farming upgrades super cheap and very early. And you don't want to walk around the map very much because, first of all, it's inefficient. You have the walking time in between food sources. And second of all, you just want to set that farming transition up, not worry about it, and have that nice, clean, efficient farming economy from the get-go.
Set it and forget it, baby.
Yeah, that's what you want. And that allows you to focus more on macroing properly and stuff like that. It's an underrated aspect, just being able to forget about your wills.
Seriously, though, seriously.
Not a good walls here in for SuperAfim, and he's hunting over in the left side, isn't he? I think he is.
Ooh, good eye vodka.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice. Plus 20%. Doesn't sound like much, but in a situation like this, hello, it's all he needed.
Yeah, exactly. Kept that gate alive that much longer, man. And he does have. I like that he's going for straight hoplite play. What's your opinion on this? If you see there's 3 military barracks right there. Is he gonna go for just straight? I mean, he did not go through Athena, so he has he doesn't have a restoration that he can use with some kind of a push. But still, Zeus hoplites or Zeus hoplites, eh? So is he going to go for some kind of classical situation, classical push on a town center? Is he going to go for heroic and wait for upgrades and whatnot?
He's gonna go hoplite centaurs. I can answer you that. He's got 3 villagers in favor now. He's accumulated a lot of favor. He's starting to build centaurs too. So SuperAfim going hoplite centaurs, hoping that is gonna work against Gaia.
But when is the push, is I guess what I'm saying. When does he utilize it? Does he invest fully into classical age, or does he try and jump ages, use a heroic age god power, maybe underworld on something?
No.
I don't know.
He's going full classical. He's going full classical age. He's got his 2 TC boom off unscathed, relatively unscathed, and that gives him the opportunity to, at some point, I imagine, put something like 6-7 villagers on favor, and then a lot of people on wood as well. And he can really start spamming out hoplites and centaurs. That said, look at his economy. Okay, he is going.
JK, LOL. The caster's curse, Soup. They do the exact opposite thing that you talk about. It is what it is.
Sad face. I wonder why Dionysus and centaurs. It's not a combination you see very often. How many? He's got like 5 centaurs there, and then he's gonna bronze them. Hello, 6 centaurs even.
Cool. I think it's cool. Thea's coming in, by the way. Did we mention Thea is just about in for Mista? So he's gonna have those.
And he's getting the cheaper infantry hero upgrade, for which I cannot remember the name. It's Frontline Heroics. So looking to, even though he's going Thea, he still wants to make hero infantry, apparently. Obviously, when you go Thea, you also have the Poseidon secret, which makes cavalry heroes cheaper. But he wants the infantry heroes, I guess.
Hey, why not? Mista's even going for a forward town center. You can see on your screen now, 3rd TC coming in, a little bit of aggression on the backside. I like that Mista has a couple of units back here. Just he's doing a teensy bit of eco damage, but also he's ensuring that there's not a 3rd town center getting built by SuperAfim. However, having said that, there is a bronze timing here that is starting to look more and more threatening. We see that there's heavy infantry coming in for SuperAfim. There's Bacchanalia that's pre-queued. That's a HP bonus, by the way. There she blows. Oh,
Dionysia in Retold.
Oh, they changed the name. Ugh. Why did they have to change the name, dude? I spent 20 years memorizing all these upgrade names, and they have to change it for, no frickin' reason. Thanks, Retold.
Bacchanalia refers to Bacchus, which is the Roman equivalent of Dionysus, so Dionysia just makes a lot more sense.
Get out of here with your logic, Soup. I don't want it. I memorized an upgrade name. I want to remember it.
Well, SuperAfim, what are we gonna see here? He's making Hippaspis now, and he's getting more upgrades. I'm wondering, aren't you supposed to hit the start button soon? Aren't you supposed to do
I know.
something
Play,
epic?
play, push play. Dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
we see Arcus, tons of Arcus
Oh,
getting queued up.
dude, imagine a Gaia force right there on the army. How annoying would that be?
Indeed. Can
Oh, the
Mista,
hero
dude,
archers are so good here.
does he
The
have
reason that
ballistics?
I don't know,
He's queuing.
probably
No, he's
maybe.
queuing it. He's queuing it.
Okay. But the reason they're so good is because they can garrison in and out of the town center here, and they will be able to deal out so much damage against both the Hydra and the Centaurs, and they can be totally 100% safe because they will not
Yeah.
be targeted down.
I like that granary, man.
I love that granary.
Dude, his Arcus are just able to take pot shots against that army. They're bronzed. Here we go, Soup. We got the bronze dino coming in hot.
Play
the
has
Arcus
been
enough?
pushed.
Absolutely. There's no resto, but a big fat bronze, baby. He's going after the units before going after the TC. I like it. There's a Carnivora. Not going to do a whole lot, probably, possibly, perhaps.
It's just looking for a nice place to fight here, but so far hasn't really found it. So he's just retreating, and honestly, that's fine. You know, bronze. The big downside to bronze is you get more survivability, but if you're chasing your opponent, you're not getting any value out of bronze. But
Well, dude, there's only 5 seconds left in the bronze. He hasn't done anything. He's barely taken up the town center right now. SuperAfim has barely done anything. The Arcus are going hard on that Hydra, man. No more bronze armor. That thing's going down pretty darn quickly. Decent Murmillo heroes here, doing a good job against all those infantry, man. Sure, SuperAfim has had a bunch of hoplites taking out the TC. Okay, he's grouping back up just now. I think, dude, that's sick for Mista. Sure, I mean, he's got a sick Gaia economy. He loses a TC. It's a bummer, but not the worst thing in the world to handle the push and a bronze and everything from Zeus. Not too shabby.
it's no disaster at all. A lot of people
Yeah.
will say if you start to lose town centers, you're losing the game, kind of, but that's
No,
not
no,
at
no.
all the case here for Mista. He knows that that's his 700 resources down the drain, but the retribution damage he can deal here to SuperAfim with the Arcus spam versus infantry spam, it's so good for Mista. Even on the
It totally
Lush
is.
as well, where you move faster, you constantly heal. Very, very hard to deal with.
God, look at those centaurs, man. They're getting sniped so hard. Are you kidding me? Those things are getting dropping like flies. Look at this army from SuperAfim. Bro, he's got no Athena, no restoration, and no army either. Are you kidding me?
The hero Arcus are so strong. I'm really surprised by how good they are. They take down mid units incredibly easily. Plus, they're still really good against regular units, right?
Yes, with ballistics too, remember. Are you kidding me? Those things are so... Dude. Wow. Now what does SuperAfim do? He's just a little bit behind in total eco numbers, but still, he's lost a bajillion units, military units. And now, yeah, look at that. Check it out, dude. Mista rebuilds his TC. He's chilling, buddy. Look at his eco. Yup, Vodka's on the same wavelength as me. Oh yeah, we got a Mythic Age coming in here pretty soon, and potentially an end to a series.
It's gonna be an implode. The question is, will SuperAfim live to see the implode or not? Because, dude, these hoplites are no content. Yeah, Mr.
Snipers!
You wanna hear the big mistake SuperAfim made?
Please.
He took a game off of Mista. He enraged the beast.
He didn't make a mistake in game number 4. He made a mistake in game number 1 by actually beating Mista and ruining that perfect, pristine win-loss ratio.
He should not have done that, Maiden. He should not have done that.
Yeah. There's that ego timeline that I've been waiting for. Ooh, look at that timeline. Look at that graph, Soup. Look at that graph.
This is crazy. You know, SuperAfim was really quick on the second TC, and Mista, I think, if you look at the settlement graph, maybe, I think that Mista's second TC was 2 minutes after, maybe even more. And then just look at that graph.
Capture. Yeah.
So what is this? 2 minutes,
Just-
probably.
That's basically it. 2 minutes.
But then you
minutes.
look at the resources
On the
collected.
dot.
Hey, then you look at the resources collected, and it just doesn't reflect there at all.
Yeah. Interesting.
It is
Yeah.
wow. The difference here is just insane in resources accumulated.
I expected it to be worse though, Soup. That's what I was gonna say. I expected it to be a little bit worse. Having said that, now that you see the stats, you see the data, the graphs, what is your take on this build order? I mean, he advanced it 4 frickin' minutes, which was, really nice. He had a safe base. He wasn't pressured, which is an interesting part of it. Is there validity to this fun little hero citizen build?
Yeah, yeah, I think so for sure. And the best part about it is what we didn't even get to see here. Can you imagine if Zeus advanced at 330, built two centaurs, two heroes? Can you imagine how good the build that Mr. did would be then?
Mm,
Because he would
indeed.
have hero citizens, and he would use those as the exposed citizens that were in danger of getting harassed. And then that would just the two Greek heroes and the two centaurs, they would not be able to do anything.
Speaking of the centaurs, man, we're about to see those centaurs get sniped by the snipers. Look at these things. Bzz, there goes one. Bzz, there goes
Dead,
two. Bzz, there
dead.
goes three. Bzz, almost dead. Bzz, there he goes. See you later.
Oh,
Dude,
it's
super
brutal.
brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal.
Yeah,
What a.
for any
Go
horse
ahead.
lovers out there, hate to see that fight going down.
Brutal, man. Well, having said that, that's it. Mr. takes a series 3-1. Again, a big round of applause, everybody. I don't care if you're a fan of Mista or a fan of SuperAfim or just a fan of, a fan of Soup. Round of applause for SuperAfim. He has done what many hath not done before him, taking a game in a tourney against Mista in a very, very excellent fashion. That was a good Tundra game,
Yeah,
in
and
my opinion.
that was in the first game too. Like he must have really shook the Mister there, and
Yeah.
yeah, really good
And
job, Super of him. We saw it last round too versus Kavoth. The Mister is not perfect. He's really good at Age of Mythology. I will grant him that, but he's not perfect.
he loses a game and we're like, he's not perfect. He's really good, I guess, but he ain't infallible. It is what it is. Well done, Mr. Bravo, Shu, Mr. Very well done.